Welcome back to Applied Bargaining Theory. I'm William Spaniel, and today we're talking about the bottom line when it comes to buying a new car. In bargaining, knowledge is power. When you don't know how willing the other side is to reach an agreement with you, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you're too aggressive in your demands, then the other side is much more likely to reject them. But if you're too conservative in your demands, while it's very likely the other side will accept them, the deal just doesn't look very attractive to you. So in a bargaining situation, it really helps to know the other side's bottom line so you don't essentially leave any extra money on the table and give it to the other side when it would be better in your pocket instead. And this is where you, as the consumer, are in a much better position than a car dealership is. You can figure out their bottom line, or close to it, whereas they're essentially clueless about what your bottom line is. How can you figure this out? Well, it all comes down to what's known as an invoice price. An invoice price is the amount of money that a car dealership pays to the car manufacturer to sell the vehicle. You can find this information on a couple of different websites, Edmunds.com and TrueCar.com. This information essentially reflects the dealer's bottom line. Now, it's not exactly it. The dealer still has to pay for things like overhead and labor, which means it's unlikely that a dealer is actually willing to sell a vehicle right at invoice price, unless the dealer really needs to get rid of that car off the lot for some reason. Nevertheless, despite the fact that you still need to account for this overhead and labor, having that invoice price in your hand means that you can get very close to the invoice price. So if you're negotiating with the dealer and you're nowhere near that invoice price at all, you should keep bargaining and drive a harder offer because they're probably still going to accept it. The moral of the story again, get to that dealer's invoice price. If you want to learn more about this, you can check out the lecture by clicking on the annotation right there on your left, Bargaining 101, Knowledge is Power, and you'll learn a little bit more about the technical details of why it's important to know what the other side's bottom line is. And if you want to learn more about this in general, you can read Chapter 7 of Game Theory 101 Bargaining, and you can check the video description for more information on that.